dads doing everything they can to cause physical harm to their children while they're on a tube. Mom will maybe shoot a couple dirty looks at dad, but she also inside is kind of like, yeah, that kid kind of deserved it. Today, I want to talk about the things that are acceptable at the lake, but not in real life. The first thing that's acceptable at the lake, but not in real life, is just not showering.
Yeah, 100%. Your hair just doesn't get greasy at the lake.
And it's like almost annoying when someone wants to shower every day at the lake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, are you taking another shower? Are you even at the lake? What are you doing? You got a business meeting later? What's going on?
Do you guys take lake showers ever?
I would take a lake shower. You got to make sure you get the like bio-friendly shampoo though.
Okay.
So there's certain shampoo that won't like ruin the lake. You got to make sure you get that. Otherwise, it's just a just a rinse.
There are times where I don't even use shampoo. I just jump into the lake.
Well, that would
go
be
underwater, mess with my hair a little bit, get out. Now I'm clean now in my
that
mind.
would be what probably a definition of a real lake shower is, just a rinse off in the lake.
Yeah.
See,
get the sweat off you.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, if you just scrub your arms a little bit, and there's no more sweat on you then.
If I'm like going out to the lake bar that night and I've had sunscreen on me, I've been in the sun all day, like my hair's a little bit greasy, I will shower
That'll be an acceptable
at
time.
night. I will shower in the evening.
But if you're just hanging out at the cabin,
you don't need a shower.
you don't need to hit
You don't need to wake up and take a shower.
One thing that's acceptable at the lake, but not in real life, is wearing the same clothes every single day. Same pair of shorts. If it's maybe a good pair of swim trunks, if you are getting in the water.
There was maybe 8 summers in a row, I wore the same pair of swim trunks every day, every weekend at the lake.
100%.
Yeah.
And here's the move. Don't pick one that's got a big pattern on it, because they're going to recognize that. I got a black pair of swim trunks. They don't stick out at all. No one's going to ever know that you wore those every single day, every single weekend for 8 years, unless you go on a podcast and tell everyone that.
Well, they're also, you're not going to be able to see them get dirty.
That is true.
If you are rolling around in the sand, nobody's going to know because you got black swim.
If
Well,
you
you
roll
gotta
around
do
the sand, you're not wearing any trunks.
You dirty
butt
dog.
cheeks.
Those got literally so like they actually just had a permanent like little smell to them. We had to throw them out.
Okay, that's fair.
But that's because like we went in the hot tub and like all that stuff, you know.
Was it sad when you had to get rid of them? All those lake memories?
I didn't want to get rid of them. Ann made me.
Oh.
Hanging up from the rafters.
You burn them?
Yeah. I put them up in the garage at the lake with a spotlight on them. just a soft lighting.
You also know it was a good day at the lake.
Those shorts have seen some stuff, I tell you what.
You know it was a good day.
Lot of pee unloaded into those shorts.
Those shorts have been a lot of sand
That
at my ankles.
Can I just jump right into what my next one is after saying that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just peeing your pants is acceptable at the lake, but nowhere else. But also peeing like 5 feet away from another human.
Yeah. I mean,
and then having them just slosh around in it. That's totally acceptable.
Let's preface.
if you're just on dry land, you can just piss your pants.
I was just gonna say.
Honestly, if you did that though, they'd be like, "Ah, go jump in the lake.
Just go clean up real quick."
I was gonna say you forgot to preface that you're in the water too.
Like
We don't have to be though.
to piss your pants, you might have to
But
be.
the thing is like that is what we're doing in the lake. Is we're just peeing our pants.
Yeah, and we're still wearing the same swim trunks the next day.
And the next day and the next weekend. Yeah.
One to piggyback off that, I was going to say just wearing swim trunks everywhere you go, whether that's the gas station, the bar.
Well, now
basically
swim
anywhere.
trunks are almost indistinguishable from regular
Yeah,
shorts,
they're
which
good.
is the greatest move ever.
Yes.
What do you got, Tyler?
Eating an entire bag of chips and counting it as a meal.
Oh,
Yep.
I love that. I don't know. I kind of do that on Sundays sometimes.
Sundays is an exception in the real world.
Yeah,
though.
that is
Sundays,
true. Yeah.
you could compare
We could do this whole segment around Sundays
Correct.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Piss in your pants Sundays. You
But
know?
I mean, whole bag of chips with some chip
Well,
dip. Maybe.
actually, that brings us to a great point. Me and my brothers have discussed that calories don't actually count if you consume them on a boat. You can eat as much
Yeah.
food as you want as long as it happens on the boat. No skin off your back.
Yeah, and with like the best boat foods to eat are usually like bags of chips or something like that
Yeah.
too.
And
Very
if
high
you're
calorie.
lucky enough to have a little table you can set up, a little
Yep.
dip once in a while.
You know?
little salmon dip, crab dip,
Yeah, crab dip. You know I'm a big crab
taco
dip. Guy.
dip.
Spinach artichoke dip.
Oof.
God.
We still don't
7-layer
understand what
dip.
artichokes are, but
Yeah.
Bean dip.
Bean dip is another
Fun
good
dip?
one. Cheese
Fun
dip.
dip. Getting a little crazy there.
I'm a big
Jared.
French onion dip guy.
Oh.
That's another
Honestly,
really good
if it is a dip, I'll dip.
one. Yeah.
You can wake up and immediately start drinking hard alcohol.
That's true.
and no
Well,
one cares.
So my mom had a little stint where she wasn't loving that because that's what we were doing. So she instituted a rule that you couldn't take any just either pulls from a bottle or shots until like 3 p.m.
That's way too late.
I know. She was a little bit of a stickler.
Did you try to negotiate earlier?
Well, we just, she went outside and then you just do it.
So you're taking shots
harm,
and
no
pulls
foul.
before 3. Like if
Well,
you're
when I was in
suppose if you're day
college, yeah.
drinking- Yeah, I suppose.
Put water back in the liquor bottle.
Like it's, but the thing is, like, it's so much different. I'm going to pour 3 shots of something into this drink and then chug it. Or I just take it right from the bottle,
Yeah.
less calories.
Less
Mom,
calories.
So I should have been telling
And
her.
if you're on a boat, no calories.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's literally calorie free.
I got a good one.
Let's hear it,
Something
Ryan.
that's acceptable at the lake, but not in real life. Parking on the grass.
Yeah, that is a good
We-
one.
Can you
like-
imagine in the city, you just roll up to someone's house and just like, that looks like a good spot.
Yeah, you never park on somebody's grass like in the city, but when you come to
Yeah.
the lake, if there's needs to be overflow parking, I'm just gonna park in the grass
Well,
next to the other car.
And it's almost like someone be like, well, why didn't you just park in the grass?
Yeah.
Why'd you park out on the street down the road? That was dumb.
Well, I mean,
It's almost like, yeah, you have to park on the grass.
yeah.
I would rather park on the grass than I would on pavement, I think, at
I
the
agree.
lake.
I mean,
yeah.
and typically you get out of your truck from going on a little lake drive. Might not be wearing shoes. Feels way better to get
Yeah.
step in
Yeah,
the grass
that's a
than it
good
does in the
point.
concrete.
That's nice.
Something that's totally acceptable at the lake that's not in real life is dads doing everything they can to cause physical harm to their children while they're on a tube.
It's like all the pent up aggression that they've had from these kids being little comes out on the tube and no one cares.
Mom will maybe shoot a couple dirty looks at dad, but she also inside is kind of like, yeah, that kid kind of deserved it.
Mom is always the one that's supposed to relay the signals from the tuber,
Yeah.
and dad just ignores
Oh,
her.
God. Wow, I just was looking at that bird. I didn't see him.
Oh, what's that, honey?
Well, because the thing is, when you're
You
driving,
bastard. I think he's telling you to go faster. Like my dad, we'd get on the tubes and then he would like turn around and be like, are we good to go? And he would have the craziest look in his eye. Never seen a look in the guy's eye like that before.
Always a smirk too.
Yeah. Kids these days, their dads weren't punishing them enough on their tube and it shows.
I 100% agree. But at the same time, I've also been in the driver's seat where maybe got a little bit too fast. When you're in the driver's seat, it doesn't feel like it's like, let's bump this up another 5 miles an hour. It doesn't feel like you're going as fast as it seems behind it.
Yeah. There was a buddy of mine. I was on his boat and his dad was driving him on the tube. And dads always try to time other people's wakes for when they turn. So you whip and you hit their wake. He did that to him. Buddy goes up in the air, lands, smacks his face in the tube, and he gets up and all we see is just blood pouring from his face. So we go up to him, we pick him up, and we're like, dude, what happened? He's like, I don't know, my face hurts.
Teeth went through his lip.
He sticks his tongue down to his bottom lip, tongue poking through his lip.
Oh my
Yikes.
God. I
Just
mean, that's
blood
a quick way to ruin a
everywhere.
Margaritaville weekend.
Yeah.
Well, also though,
Jesus.
standard. Pretty
Yeah.
standard
Yeah.
down,
I mean, if
Dad
you're
had
not-
no sympathy whatsoever.
I had an uncle who his whole goal was to try to rip the tube cover off. Remember the old donut hole?
Yep.
Yeah.
He would we'd get back to shore and he would the whole rest of the weekend be bragging about how he ripped the tube cover off.
What's it with? I feel like uncles shouldn't be that mad at you when you're on the tube. It should be dad that has the pent up aggression towards
Yeah.
you, but uncles are just as savage.
Well, it's a different kind of savagery,
Yeah.
right? Dad's mostly like payback, right? Uncles just want pure chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want the world to burn.
And I don't think uncles can get in as much trouble if they're causing the
Yeah,
chaos.
especially if they have the reputation as the fun uncle.
Yeah.
Also, good move too. You whip a kid off the tube too hard one time, you're never going to be allowed to drive again.
Boom.
You can sit on the shore, drink margaritas, have a good time.
So here's a question. You getting pulled by a tube or a jet ski? Or sorry, a boat or a jet ski?
A boat.
Boat most
Boat?
of the time, yeah.
I've done jet skiing. It's not as fun.
We always pull on jet ski.
Really? Is it one person tube?
That explains a lot.
2-person tube.
Does it slow it down at all, or is it still strong enough
Not really.
to
I
get
mean, this
whipped
jet
in?
ski has so much power that it doesn't even matter.
So what did you guys prefer growing up? The tube, skiing, wakeboarding, kneeboarding?
We tubed a lot more. Well, so here's the thing. I have no ability to spin in the air and or control my body in the air. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Heights guy.
Not a heights guy. So wakeboarding was, oh, this is sick. I'm just going in and out of the wake. Boring, right?
Yeah.
Skiing just wasn't as cool. You know, like if you were a skier, it's like, oh,
Yeah, you're kind of a dumbass.
what
I
kind of
liked skiing the
Kind of
most.
yeah,
unless you could
Yeah, I also
slalom
didn't
and
have
do like
access to tubes most of the time.
unless you could slalom and like do like a 6 spray, then it was like okay.
Yeah, the best on skis though is when you're letting go and you're about to go back in shore.
Yeah.
You basically,
glide.
yeah, you
Try to
lean-
ride
you
it.
lean
You'll
all the
never
way in.
you'll
Yeah.
never look cooler than gliding without a rope like
Yep.
that.
Yep, 100%.
And then if you could time it just right and you just get to shore right
My
as you
uncle
slow
did that
down,
growing
yeah.
up, and I was like, I've now seen the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I can now die. That was so cool.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Yeah.